Finland asked me, why do you take painkiller? That thing no good for you. I said, well, I don't take them all. Oh, you took it on retreat, Christmas. I said, for God's sake, only once. I said, so I have to come see you. What do you mean is, you're high level, why don't you meditate? Yeah. If I don't take it, you have to take 100 of them. All of them. Yeah, it's difficult to beat these guys, you know. They're walking like a hawk. Why did you even eat? Yeah. Why don't you come from the sky, you know? Lying down like a flame, remember? Say, oh, they'll shoot me. Why then? Oh, they call 911. Yeah, what do they do? Ego!
I remember in a movie, the angel came down to see the lady,
Yeah.
and appeared as a flame, big flame like that, you know? Mm-hmm. And she took the fire extinguisher.
I tell you, yeah. That would be a great deal. You gotta be drowned. You gotta be drowned more than you come. And they call 911, and even if he managed to escape, they jail him. Well, Hassan. Sorry, crime. Or self-mutilation, whatever. Self-combusting. Yeah. Illegal self-combustion. No visa for combustion. That's what it's self-combustion. That's also a criminal. You're killing yourself. Oh. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Well, I put a tube in your mouth and shut your mouth, take your mouth up. What? Luckily, we came anonymously, so we can still live until now and do some work, huh? We come with a flame like that. We extinguish in no time. They shoot you before you land, you know. Alien! Invasion! There's a leader, but the others are coming. Protect our country! Other gun pointing up there. Oh God. I don't know if God even can escape. No need. You look high enough already. My God, that's his goal the whole life. That's his form of meditation. Yeah, concentrate all the time. Yeah. He's the youngest one. Youngest of all of them.
Yeah, he's the puppy.
You're the top dog, aren't you, huh? You're most enlightened right now. Yeah. Goody, show me your enlightened side. Do something. Prove it. Have it, you can? Oh, jump up here and prove it to me. I don't need your enlightenment, I just love you, okay, whatever. Wait. You're not happy, I think she's sagging, you know? She needs a facelift or something. Did you have this before? Flat under there? You know, double chin? Yeah. Just a few years, big difference. Chasing all that kaku. All that karma of the kaku rub off on you, right? She don't never eat them. She told me she never ate them. She just chased them for fun. And sometimes she swallow them and she spit them out. Yeah, they're okay, they're playing. She told me they're playing. I hope so. Carrying lies and all that, I never know. She never ate them. She said she never ate them. Unless he doesn't know what eating means. You mean coughing or swallowing whole or something? Does that mean eating? You mean tail and head all together in one go? Is that easy? I just swallow, I didn't chew anything. What does a cackle taste like? I swear, I don't know what it tastes like. Just swallow, whoop, and then I don't know what it tastes like. I never know what it tastes of a cackle, right? Yeah, because you swallow whole, right, baby? See you later, maybe. Who were not so well off, and the electricity, not running well in their house already. And the kids have to live in the outhouse, Oh wow, it's so cold, so he didn't like it. One day he decided that it was very cold in winter and he had to live in the outhouse. So he decided that he should push the outhouse away so he didn't have to ever live in there again, So he went into the stream next to his house, full with the rain water, and then he push, and then I go. And then the outhouse, floated down to the river. Evening, after dinner, his father told him that he has to go, into his room and ground it and blah, 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 and scold it. So he already knew what's going to happen, like ground it for a week or something. So he said, Father, no, what's going on? The father said, you know what's going on, right? Who's the one who pushed the outhouse into the river today? He said, well, it's me, Father, it's me. So he said, okay, for that you're going to be grounded for 2 weeks. So the kid said, I heard that Abraham Lincoln, cut down a tree and was being forgiven because of honesty, that he admitted it. So the father said, yes, but by his father, Abraham Lincoln's father, forgave him because he was honest, admitted that he cut the tree. So the father said, yes, but Abraham Lincoln's father wasn't on that tree. Understand, huh? Before that, I don't remember anymore. Oh, what's another joke? It's as random, there was 2 drunken, walking all over the street, and the police came and asked them, ID and all that. What are they doing at this time of the hour, and walking zigzag all over on the highway, and they're not supposed to be here. So I said, okay, what's your name? John Smith. Where do you live? Where's your house? And where's your address? Oh, I'm homeless. I don't have a home. I don't have an address. Oh, I see. And how about you? What's your name? Oh, I am Clay Barron. I'm his neighbor. Homeless, no address, don't have a neighbor. The guy tastes good, huh? Who made it?
Everybody made it.
I guess they don't have time to think this way. Everything is spontaneously, No ego involved. No time to think. No girlfriend around to impress her. Good. There was a new priest, new priest. Go to, in a new church. And he makes sermon every Sunday. But, everybody left all the time, and just 1 or 2 left, behind, and old and senior, slow to walk and things like that, or sleeping over there, or on a sleeping those, things like that. So he fed up with it. So one day he said, today I'm going to deliver 2 kinds of sermons. The first one is for the sinner, And then afterward, they have to leave. And then the second one I will deliver only for the virtuous and the righteous. Everybody same. Good idea, huh? See? Just now I tell Dai, only the virtuous and righteous can come here. The sinners stay above the kitchen. Everybody came. Lucky I remember just those. You know what? Go ahead. Hey. Want some more? Go ahead. Take. Oh, there's some more there. Don't hide it.
Two more cake.
It would be nice also if we sit outside with the fire and all that, but it's cold also. You know, when you roast it and you eat right away, also nice, but you can't have everything, so go outside. Huh? Oh, he still likes it. I can't believe this. Is it a show or something? I just love to, you know, be with you, eat nonsense. Yeah. Okay. You like it? You just clean your teeth. I struggle with Stephen to clean teeth and now eat nonsense again. What am I to do with you guys? No? Okay, yours? No? Yeah, then go. Okay, that's enough for fun even, okay? Well, there was a lecturer, you know, he kept talking, and all the audience left. Except one person. You know already, huh? And then after he finished, he come down, shook hand with the person and said, "Why you didn't go?" I said, "I'm the next one." Oh, some joke I think you heard already. Maybe you forgot. It'd be funny. There was a doctor, you know, and he always say that he never. All his patients, you know, are always cured. Yeah. So one time, he treated that kid, and he died. After 3 months, he died. So the parent came and complained to the doctor. So you said to us that whatever sickness, you know, you can cure them. But my son only took your medicine 3 months, and he died already. So the doctor said, "Yeah, but how long did I tell him to take the medicine?" He said, "A year." Why he died after 3 months? I said, "You see? He didn't take doctor's instructions seriously." I told him to take a year, he took only 3 months. Oh, but the priest, you know, go around with the basket after the sermon, so that everybody, you know, give money donation for the church. And then when it comes to the big Mongol in town, you know, he's the owner of the pub and the brother, you know, and so he want to give a big check, you know, $20,000. The priest said, "No, even though we're in need of money to reconstruct the house of the Lord, but we don't take this kind of money, you know, from this kind of person." Yeah. So after a long silence, you know, the whole main congregation said, "Father, take it. It's all from us anyway." Where else? Oh, we can have no end to the church business. There was another church, you know, and the priest also go around with the basket so that people donate something. But normally people don't donate much to the church, you know, that particular church, so the priest kind of fair. So today he announced that, you know, although we are in need of the financial aid so that we can repair the house of the Lord, but today we especially only receive the money from the virtues. And the sinner, please refrain from giving. Everybody give. This is a bad joke, and I think you heard it already. But if you don't want to hear it, just close your ears. There were two late night travelers, and they're tired, and they came to a lonely area with no houses around. There's only one house that's there, and it belonged to the widow. So they knock anyway because they're cold and and tired, and the road is foggy and snowing. They cannot move further, and knock. And the widow said, "Well, I would be glad to receive you, but my husband just died recently, and I don't want the whole town to talk about it if I receive you, so I think you better, go somewhere else." But the traveler said, "I'm sorry, we can't, we are exhausted, and our gas run out, and the road is full of snow, we can't go, and we'd be happy just to sleep in the barn, we don't sleep with you in the house, so people will not talk." "Okay, fine, okay, then go to the barn." Both of them, moved to the barn and sleep. And next morning, "Thank you very much," and then drove away. 9 months later, one of the, this joke, huh? 9 months later, okay, let's say Smith and Tony, huh? Smith came and visited Tony. Yeah. And Smith said to Tony, "Tony, do you remember the widow in the middle of nowhere that we came knock at the house and then she let us sleep in the barn 9 months ago?" Tony said, yeah. Oh, yes, I remember. And Tony, you tell me the truth. Did you got up in the middle of the night and went there and have an affair with her or something?" And Tony was so embarrassed, but admitted that yes, indeed he did. Yeah. And then Smith continued, "Yeah, but in the middle of it, you told her my name instead of your name, right? And you gave my name and address instead of yours, right?" And Tony was also very sheepishly say, "Oh yes, I'm sorry, but well." And so Smith said, "Okay, that's okay with me. You know what? Because she just died and left the whole property in my name." Though it's a bad story, but it's a lesson for honesty, huh? You never know what you're lying will bring you to, huh? Some more? Wow, you guys are quick. No, how you did all this in so short time? To bake so quick.
Some fried beans and some bacon.
Yeah, but all this, you have to soften it and.
Everybody.
Geez, I wish you do anything as quick as you. When it comes to food, movie, you found everything so efficient. Practice makes the master. It's true. So you do this so often, that's why. Huh? Yeah. But there was a farmer who go into the city, and he passed the city limit. So the police patrol stop him and want to know this and that, And then there's some flyer, keep hanging on top of his head. Those flyers that go in a big group, small, very small, and then flying all over your head all the time. And if you want to get rid of it, you go to somebody else nearby and let it go, and then like you go down a little, so then the flies stand over the person. Okay, just circle around the patrol, the police head, yeah. And then the police keep, trying to get rid of him. So I said, "Oh, nasty, those what you call them, back in our country we call them those country flyers and the country flies, and they specialize in circling around a horse the rear end. So the police was riding right. Suddenly he realized, like, what? You mean my head is like a horse rear end? So the farmer said, no, I have too much respect for law and officers of the government to say such thing, to even think of such thing. But it's difficult to fool those flies. So the police was giving him hard time, you know. He's a farmer and he don't know much about city and just harassing him. So I used to go on tour and I used to have at that time a lot of clothes because of, you know, the period of that time. We had clothes and all that. So the attendant, you know, always have to bring machine or sewing thing. Because I design on the road too, you know. Design on the road. And one day she said, I wish they would invent something smaller, so we don't have to take such a big machine, you know, and so clumsy and heavy. I said, how small would you wish it to be, you know? The machine has a function, it cannot be too small. He said, well, as small as possible, and still can sew, you know? She said the instrument, you know, the sewing apparatus is too long, too big, too heavy. I said, so how small you want to be? He said, as small as possible, but still functional. I said, yeah, they did invent something, in fact, you know, very, very small. You could just put in your purse, you know, and take anywhere, and no weight at all. He said, well, where is that? I said, it's tornado. What do you think I would say? Huh? What would you say? And she was all eyes and ears, you know. Husband knows everything. That's my own joke. Based on true story. Alright, continue guys. Beaten up already? Loser? More like this? Huh? You're that hungry, happy? You playing joke. You get fat soon, you know, right? It's not fashionable. Fat lady. Huh? I appreciate that you want to help me with the pizza, right? Who's that? Oh, you like pizza still? I don't believe this guy, my goodness. You eat like French. Eat like 2-3 hours, you know. Hey, not bad. I can't believe it. Give it to me. I share with the Lord. We're supposed to meditate from when to when, but we escaped tonight. We're truant students, yeah? Escape from school. And surely the karma has to be paid for. Today I paid around $200 something. Can't get away. Karma. Mark my word, my son. You have to pay for your karma. Well, that was cheap already, huh? You know, from all the joke, I like that sewing machine joke the best. I don't have a sewing machine anymore. I smashed it. I'm not carry on any relationship with Lovelet. She was my housekeeper, but not anymore. John Smith had a sewing machine. Please call Miss Lovelet, who loves with him after 7 p.m. I know exactly what it is like. Call through the phone, you know, and they just wrote down everything and just like, okay, what's her name? Lovelet. She living with you? Yeah, she's living with me. She said, who is living with him? What time? What time should go? Oh, 7 p.m. Oh, after 7 p.m. After 7 p.m. Is it expensive? No, cheap. Okay, cheap. So who's living with him after 7 p.m. Cheap. who's living with him cheap? Remember? That's so funny. Can you imagine? 3-4 times correction. You get worse and worse. It happened with me many times. A different thing that happened like that. The more you correct, you know, the scene gets worse and worse. It's lovely to live with him cheap. No, we saw it yesterday, the ad was wrong. It should read like this. John Smith, a sewing machine for sale. Please call the number so and so. Miss Lovelet, who loves with him after 7 p.m. So can you imagine? The machine broken, the housekeeper quit, and the guy is so crazy. everything kaput. First to say, Mr. Smith, you know, I have a machine for sale, sewing machine for sale. And finally, there's the final answer. I'm John Smith. I don't have any machine for sale. I smashed it. I don't have any carry-on relationship with Miss Lovelet. She was my housekeeper. Not anymore. Yesterday she was still my housekeeper. Not anymore. Until yesterday, yeah. Oh, can you imagine how the guy could kill anybody and himself? I am John Smith. I don't have any sewing machine for sale. I smashed it. I am not having any carry-on relationship with Miss Lovelet. She was my housekeeper until yesterday. Not anymore. Can you imagine what his house would have been like? What kind of diamond you talking about me? Living with you, cheap. Okay, I changed. And now it's worse. Loving with you. Who loves you? Who loves you after 7 p.m. Cheap. Poor John. Oh my God. The more I correct, the worse it becomes. Finally, he wrote it himself. I don't have any sewing machine. I smashed it. Please don't call this number anymore. Must have been calling like crazy. Asking for Miss Lovett. Funny. Please call Miss Lovett. After 7 p.m. Oh, please call number so-and-so after 7 p.m. Miss Lovelet, who lives with him cheap. You know, secretary sometimes can be so you know, routine and so careless, nah? Because, you know, they were talking and then typing at the same time, you know, about the advertisement, you know, online stuff. We can put your advertisement online. You don't have to move from your house. You know, we do everything. Just one call. Oh, just what, email us or whatever, you know. Yeah. .com. So So, you know, the secretary, you know, busy, you know, listen one ear and go to the next and just type it on. Is it cheap? Yeah, cheap. And then go cheap. Who lives with him cheap? Who loves with him after that? Cheap. So funny. You guys want something else? Tea or something? No? No? Huh? Yeah? No? Okay. Go to bed then. Huh? Oh, what? It's about time, huh? Oh, you want to stay all night? Can do. Oh, about my cake now? We still there? We eat tomorrow, okay? Tonight I don't think anybody can stop anything. Though it's cheap, but yeah, sometimes we don't need to sleep, huh? Huh? You know what? I can joke book. Maybe we can joke a little more before you sleep. Have to digest all this stuff. If anybody, if any sinner around here, please leave. We only want virtuous people stay around. You got tired already? No, huh? And tomorrow you don't have to come at 4, huh, guys? The dog will go out late and come at 9, There was a man, you know, who saw trouble because his neighbor always let his chicken run everywhere, and then they come to his garden and dig his flower beds up for worms and, you know, do all kind of things there, poo-pee all over. So he keep telling his neighbor to keep his chicken, you know, inside his fence yard, but the neighbor don't care. So, oh well, the chickens are also the creature from God, and thus they have the right to run anywhere they want, you know. Big sermon. So it was, you know, his flower beds was always a mess. Though he tried everything to talk to the neighbor, he never changed. But then a few weeks later, suddenly his flower beds are all in order, you know, and no chicken to be seen, and everything is back to cleanliness again. So one of the passerby asked him, how did you manage to keep the neighbor's chicken out of your yard after you tried so many times and unsuccessfully? So the man said, yeah, well, one day I hid a few dozens of eggs in my flower bed, and I let the neighbors see me gathering them. Since then, he keep a chicken in his own yard. Well, maybe some joke we already have, you know, but there was a father who was trying to teach his son the evils of alcohol. So he put a worm in a glass of water and another worm in a glass of alcohol, of wine, of whiskey. The worm in the water lived, and the worm in the whiskey died. So the father asked his son, all right, what does this experience show you? So the son said, yeah, it shows you that you drink alcohol, you never have worm. Can't win. Can't win, can you? Just like the father tell the son always to get up early, because he said the early birds are the one who catch worm. So the son said, who is a stupid worm to get up early for the bird? Oh well. I think you already know all this, but maybe you forgot, okay? There was a granddaughter was sitting with grandpas, and then suddenly she asked him, grandfather, who made you? So he said, oh, God made me. He said, oh, so did he make me too? So the grandfather said, yeah, sure. He made both of us. And then she said, wow, he really made a better job nowadays. there was a writer, you know, who was very famous, the lady writer, very famous, you know, and was giving a lecture, you know, a talk about her book and all that, was very successful. And there's another writer, another man, you know, a priest or some priest, and also there and listening. And she always on and on about woman is better than men, you know, and all that, you know, woman rights and all that stuff, woman equality, and you know. So the priest said to her, but don't forget, my child, that God make men before woman. Yes. And that's the order of things. That's the way God do things. Yeah. First thing first. Yeah. And the woman said, yes, I'm also doing the same thing like God. You know, before I write a real novel, I scratch first, you know. I make a scratch first. Yeah. A draft, yeah. I make a sketching draft first. There was a policeman, he's overweight, he's fat, you know, and everybody was telling him to go on diet. You know, otherwise he couldn't get in and out of the car, he couldn't chase the criminal fast enough. So all right, he went on diet. Oh, after a while, long time, he lost some weight, and everybody comments on his better looking and everything, and he was so proud about it. Because he has really tried to avoid sweet, you know, sweet and donuts. So he never, he always, since he began a diet, he always drive on the other road. He never passed by that donut shop on the way to work anymore. And one day suddenly, out of habit or something, he found himself driving, just passing by the donut shop again. So he was thinking, oh, and it must be God's will that he wants to reward me for my effort. I guess that one time is no harm. But then, as he didn't want to make himself feel guilty, he said, well, if it's really your will, my Lord, let it be that I find a parking space right in front of the shop, you know? So sure enough, after 100 times run around, that's one. God's will. I remember also another joke from what is Mullah Aluddin or something? Nasruddin. Okay. It's a joke is like that. He was ordering a shirt, you know, from a tailor. You know that joke, right? No. No? Why are you laughing?
Nasruddin, sorry.
Oh yeah, he's always funny. And then the tailor say, okay, Friday next week your shirt will be done. So he sent an attendant Friday next week collect the shirt. He said to the attendant that you know, by God's will, you know, if God's willing, next Friday your shirt will be done. So next Friday you go collect the shirt, and the shirt's not ready. So he asked when the shirt will be ready. Then say if God willing, next Friday. Yeah, one more week, okay. Next Friday come collect shirt not ready again. So they say, well, when it will be ready? The man said, well, if God's willing, next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, come collect shirt not ready again. And the attendant will come back, talk to Nasruddin, the shirt not ready. I say, by God's will, maybe next Tuesday. And so Nasruddin sent him back and said, tell him how long does it take if he leaves God out of this? Yeah. Bad partner. And that's another story of him. I don't know if it's true of him or not, but they always make fun of him. One day he went to India, you know, and he was feeling it's very hard, so he's thirsty. So he wanted to buy some fruit to eat. Yeah. And there were mangoes and apple and banana and all that, you know, like 2 rupees for one apple, 5 rupees for a banana. And there was one kind of fruit, there was plenty, a big basket for only for 2 cents. So he bought that big basket for him cheaper, you know, 2 cents only, all red and, you know, look juicy and shining. So he sat down and eat it. And it was chilly. Everybody was, his face red and he was burning inside, but he kept eating. And so the Indian come and show him and say, "Sir, this kind of thing we use here just a little bit for spice. We don't eat like that. You cannot eat this." So Nasruddin said, "No, I'm eating my money." It's a waste, you know, you already buy it. You know, same with many people, you know. Once they make mistake, they don't let go. You know? They make further mistake, trouble, huh? Actually, all this joke he tell is for, you know, for like a model, you know. But he cannot make fun of anybody else, or he make fun of himself. It's like, say what? Yeah, I think when he's talking, he just use. For example, yesterday if I go to this and that, you know, he just make example, make fun. One day, he went into he was in a neighbor's a very rich neighbor's garden, and was digging carrots and turnips and potatoes and put oil in his bag. As he was doing it, the rich neighbor caught him and said, "What are you doing? Digging my carrot and turnip and potato and put it in your bag like that?" He said, "Yes, I was wondering myself." What am I doing? I was wondering the same thing. Yeah. There was a guy who just who had just been employed in a company, and you know, trying to work very hard. So there was a supervisor coming to him and check whether he's doing well, and was seeing him busy stamping, you know, like fragile this side up, fragile this side up, you know. So I said, "Oh, that is good, that's good. You're doing well. You're doing well. You stamp this side up for each box. This is very good. So people will not break our product." He said, "Yeah, to make sure I stamp both sides." There was a mother who prepared the 2 children for bed and was telling bedtime story to them. And she told them that God made eyes to see, yeah, and ears to hear, and nose to smell, and feet to run. And then the little sister suddenly asked mother, "But Mom, I guess God kind of mixed up, you know, and make mistake with Tom." Because Tom's nose was it runs and his feet smells. There was a motorist, you know, getting his receipt for a traffic ticket, and he was grumbling. "What am I supposed to do with this? Huh?" And the patrol officer said, keep it. When you get 4 of them, you get a bicycle." Thanks for the support anyway. Even though I probably told the joke already twice. A man, you know, was telling his landlord that the tenants that who lives upstairs above his apartments was stamping their feet on the floor and yelling, shouting all night until midnight. So the landlord say, "Well, I'm sorry, but does it bother you?" Yeah, so he said, "Not really, because I usually stay up and practice my trumpet until about that time." You know, in the summer, of course, the grass grows very tall, huh? And the mower was broken and it wouldn't function. So the wife kept hinting to the husband that he should try to get it fixed. But, you know, he always forgot. So one day, the wife thought of a smart way to, you know, to show him the point. So then when the husband came home that day, the wife was sitting in the tall grass, busily snipping away the grass with a tiny pair of sewing scissors. And then the husband was watching quietly for a while, and then he went into the house. And then when he came out, he gave the wife a toothbrush. He said, well, after you finish cutting the grass, you can sweep the sidewalks too. There was a man who came to a skydiving class. I was very excited. So the instructor telling everybody, including him, and then come to him and tell him, just very easy. All you have to do is just jump and count to 10 and then pull the ripcord. And then the man would say, he was jumping, he forgot, but he jumped on the way. And then he say, can you tell me how the number again? He said, just say 2. Just 2. Count to 10, he died. I think I told you the joke already, but never mind. You know, just to give a supporting applause or something. A lady, you know, a rich lady, calls her housekeeper, the man, you know, man housekeeper, a butler, into her bedroom and say, John, yes ma'am, John, take off my dress. Yes ma'am, he said, and remove the dress. John, take off my bra. Yes ma'am, he said, and take off the bra. Now, John, take off my shoes and stockings. Yes ma'am, he took off her shoes and stockings. And then, John, take off my underwear as well. Yes ma'am. And then the woman said, very seriously, now, and I'm warning you for the last time, I'm going to fire you if I ever catch you wearing my clothes again. Just what you've been thinking, huh? There was a brand new shop just opened next door. Very much like the shop already existed, with all the big sign advertisement everywhere, like the best deal, the lowest price, the cheapest items you can find. So he would panic, didn't know what to do, and then he think of an idea. So he paint another sign, you know. He said, entrance right here. Main entrance right here. So, the music teacher took the class to the opera for the first time. The lights began to dim and the conductor began waving his baton, and then the soprano started to sing. After a while, a little student asked the teacher, why is the conductor waving his stick at that woman all the time? Oh, don't worry, he won't hit her, he won't hurt her, he won't hit her. The teacher tells the student, and the student asks, then why is he screaming? Here's another one, I guess you know already. The wife asked the husband, why do you always go out in the balcony when I'm singing? Don't you like to hear my voice? The husband said, yeah, but I don't want the neighbor to think that I'm beating my wife. A very stingy man, you know, went into a shop looking for a gift for his friend, but everything is too expensive for his liking. you know, except for a vase is already broken. So he was thinking, you know, because he can buy it like almost like a gift for nothing, you know, it's all broken. So he was thinking, okay, he buy it anyway, and then ask them to wrap it up and send it, you know, because he hoped that his friend think that it's broken by transportation. Yeah. Okay, fine, he's happy. After a while, his friend sent a card, you know, thank you note. But it was very thoughtful of you to wrap each piece separately. There was a little kid, you know, falling out of the tree, and it was crying, "God, please save me, God!" And suddenly, he was paused, and then he said, "Oh, don't worry, God. A little tree branch already caught me here." It's not God's mercy, it's not God's blessing, it's a tree. It's another one we already heard, but two old women were flying, you know, airplane for the first time. And then suddenly the captain announced that one of the engines has failed. And so the flight will be delayed an hour longer, you know. And then don't worry, we have 3 more engines left. Okay, after a while, he announced again, 1 more engine, you know, and it failed. And the flight will be 2 hours longer. But don't worry, we still have 2 engines left. After a while, he announced again, 1 more engine has failed, and the flight will be 3 hours longer. But don't worry, we have 1 engine left. And one woman looked at the other and said, "My God, I hope we keep this last engine, otherwise we'll be up here all day." There's a woman asked a kid, "What is your birthday?" And the kid said, "July 5th. "What year?" "Every year." The one I told you yesterday. As a you know, middle-aged woman, she has a problem with the heart. One day on the operating table, she has a near-death experience. She saw God and asked if this is her time, you know. God said, no, she still has another 40 years to live. So she recovered after operation and decides to stay in the hospital and then have her facelift and, you know, liposuction, breast augmentation, tummy tuck, hair dye, you know, no job, ear job, etc. Yeah. She figures she still have 40 years to live, so she should make the most out of it and make herself beautiful for the rest of her life. And then she walks out of the hospital after the last operation, and immediately she was hit by an ambulance. She arrives in front of God and asks, "I thought you said I had another 40 years. I said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't recognize you." There was a man who come to the Mexican border on his bicycle, and he has 2 big bags over his shoulders. The guy stops him and says, "What's in the bag?" So the man said, "Oh, some of my clothes." So the guard, you know, took the bag, checked everything, get off the bike, and then check. I want to check your bag. So he checked the bag. It's nothing, just clothes, underwear, toothbrush. Okay, fine. And then there's nothing else, you know. They analyze everything, check everything. I said, so let him go. Yeah. Okay. A week later, this man come back to the same Mexican border again with a bag, 2 bags on his shoulders, over the back, and, you know, riding a bicycle. I said, what is that? I say, well, clothes, you know, private belonging. So the guard also does the thorough examination, check everything, socks and shoes, everything. Found nothing. Okay? So I give him his clothes back on his back, and then let him ride through. You know, it keeps happening again and again. So finally, you know, one day, this man don't ever come back to the Mexico border again, but the policeman, you know, happened to see him somewhere else. And I asked him, hey, you know, I know you are smuggling something, but it drives me nuts, but I just don't know what it is. Just think about it, I can't sleep, but I know you're smuggling something. I just couldn't get hold of you. Tell me, what were you smuggling, huh? Now that you're not, you know, you're not doing it and I'm not on duty, I can catch you. Just tell me, so that I can sleep. He said, bicycles. There was 2 5-year-old boys, you know, standing at the toilet to pee, and one said to the other, your thing doesn't have any skin on it. It's a Jew, yeah. So I said, yeah, I have been circumcised. Well, what's that mean? Well, it means that if you Jews, boy, they cut the skin off the end of it. How old were you when it was cut off? My mom said I was 2 days old. Oh, jeez, did it hurt? Yeah, I bet it hurt, though I don't remember because I didn't walk for a year. So painful, couldn't walk for a year. This little boy was doing very bad in mathematics. So his parents tried everything, you know, including private teacher, flashcards, special learning center, but it didn't work. So at the last effort, they took this guy, little kid to the local Catholic school, you know. After the first day, the boy came home with a very serious, you know, outlook, serious appearance, and then after saying hello, he goes straight to his room and started studying. And his mother was very surprised. She called him to dinner, and then after the dinner, he also immediately walked back to his room and reading books and, you know, doing homework again. So this went on for a long time, you know, every day like this, and the mother has no clue what changed her son so much. So finally, you know, the kid brought home the report card and then laid it on the table and then went to his room, study again immediately. And then the mother looked at it. My God, he has an A in math. Yeah. So she couldn't hold any more curiosity. So she came up to his room and asked, son, what was it? Was it the nuns? So the little boy looked at the mother and shook his head and said, no. Well then, was it the books, the discipline, the structure, the uniform? What? What is it? What is it that's changing, you know? So the boy looked at her and said, well, on the first day of school, when I saw that guy nailed to the sign, I knew they're serious. A husband and a wife came into a dentist's office, and the wife immediately said, I want a tooth pulled. But I don't want gas, I don't want Novocaine because I'm in a terrible hurry. Just pull the tooth as quickly as possible, okay? So the dentist said, oh, this is a brave woman. Now show me which tooth is it. So the wife turned to the husband and said, open your mouth and show the tooth. What is love for, huh? Okay. A speaker, you know, went to the podium and gave a long speech for dinner. And then after that, he went out and scolded his secretary terribly. Why did you write such a long speech for me? You saw how those people were feeling bored and they were yawning. The secretary replied, sir, it wasn't a lengthy speech at all. It was only 20 minutes, but I gave you 3 copies because you requested. A blind man was waiting to cross the road when a dog came and peed on his leg. He reached into his pocket and took out biscuits for the dog. And the passerby who seen everything told him that, wow, that was very tolerant of you and loving of you, especially after that he had pee on your leg. So the man said, not really, I'm just trying to find out where his mouth is so I can kick him in the butt. What's so funny? I'm surprised. You never know what's funny to you. Yeah, I love it. Huh? Okay, time to go. Yeah.
Thank you.
We have some more next time. See, this one I checked already. I checked.